Welcome back to Unhuman Story Time. I'm Unhuman. We're playing Arcade Spirits. If you remember from last time, we are going to get a job at an arcade, thanks to my virtual assistant Iris. Let's get to it. And to be perfectly honest, I haven't set foot inside an arcade in cutscene. Or almost. 15 years. Well, I haven't been in an arcade in 15 years. Huh. I remember really enjoying arcades when I was a kid. I wonder why I stopped going to them. Iris interrupts that thought, eager to show off her homework.
My sources say yes.
Trust me, when I said I was 99.97% sure, I meant it. That's not some arbitrary number. I'm designed to be a bit silly and whimsical, but my math is deadly serious. My coders made me to be the warm, personable front of a database array that's currently laser targeted on getting you exactly what you need. Right here, right now. And when this place inevitably collapses and I lose my dream job? What makes you think that's going to happen? Because it does. It always does. I don't think your database accounts for my family curse. We've always had to, compromise, settle, because things rarely work out. You always have to be ready for the worst. It's why I take things in stride these days. Does that mean you shouldn't even try? I open my mouth to protest, and then close it. As often as my life tends to crumble out from under me, it's not like she was wrong. I still had to try. And besides, what is my dream anyway? That's what I was asking myself when I left the house this morning. I don't know what I want from life. I've been coasting aimlessly for years. When things started running downhill for my family, I had to grow up fast. Put aside silliness like wanting to be an astronaut and take what I could get. Now, thanks to Iris, I've got a shot at taking something a little better than what I usually get. I owe it to myself to try and be happy and paid, not just paid. So, I opted to push on through those doors and see what waited for me on the other side. The air conditioning hits me like a cool breeze, albeit, that's a weird word, I don't use that often, albeit one smelling of copper and corn chips. As it's early in the morning on a weekday, it's not too packed with gamers. Although it's so packed with games, I'd probably have a hard time finding anyone anyway. At once, I'm struck by something odd. I actually recognize most of these games. Neat! Considering I haven't walked into an arcade in over a decade, that's probably not great. Lots of vintage stuff here from the looks of it, like really old. Although I don't recognize that game with the stage lights and things. Maybe it's karaoke or dancing? A Japanese import?
My sources say yes.
Checking. That would be Showtime Stage, a collaboration of Nihana Heavy Industry Concern and Hubris Records in Germany. It's won a lot of awards. Huh. I recognize most of these. Whoa, is that seriously a Mr. Moopy's Magic Maze? But the one in the middle with the split screens is new to me. Fist of Discomfort, a hybrid real-time strategy and brawler beat-em-up. It's actually not that new. It's been a staple of the esports scene for the last 8 years. Two genres I was utterly lousy at last time I checked. And over here is an old lady. Sorry, ma'am. I was just talking to myself and had an overwhelming urge to complete my sentences. Thankfully, I don't think she even registered me calling her old. She looks up from her knitting, seated behind the ticket prize redemption desk, and offers a wrinkly smile.
Well, hello there. Always nice to meet someone new in the Funplex.
The what?
Francine's Arcade Funplex. Didn't you see the sign out front, dear? Well, I chose to knock off the first two words when they got knocked off the building during the storm of 1980. Now it's just the Funplex, I suppose. So, how can I help you, dear?
I guess that's the best way to handle the X in the year, but it just struck me as funny. Funplex? Is that when you suplex a clown? Oh, I love that. A genie in my phone set up a job interview for me. You've been in business for beep years? I'm not going to do that every time. I'm just going to keep saying X, but I had to do it that one time. I have to say it, the clown one. A funplex? Is that when you suplex a... Yes, I've heard that one before, dear. She is not amused. Gotta keep that in mind. Considering we've been open since 1970X, I've heard them all. But it's still nice to see young people with a good sense of humor. And it's nice of you to try and cheer an old lady up. Yes, I heard you call me an old lady. Well, it's a factual statement, isn't it? No insult taken, dear.
Please call me Francine. As in Francine's Arcade Funplex. Get it?
I gotta see if I can match that intonation when I have to read her lines.
Actually, thinking about it, I suppose we were originally Frederick's Arcade Funplex, named after my dear departed husband. Sadly, he died peacefully in bed some years ago.
Is it sad that he died peacefully, or no? I'm kidding. I'm sorry to hear that.
Oh, don't be. He died doing what he loved. Having intensely physical relations with me.
My God. That's information I needed to know, yes. And you are? I thought I'd try it. Unhuman caterer, ma'am. I came here looking for a job. I understand my interview was, prearranged? Ah, yes, the computer did send me a mail about that. I'd almost forgotten. So, shall we retire to the office to conduct your interview? I'd carry up one out here, but it's rather noisy, isn't it? Yeah, about that. How do you deal with the constant noise, anyway? Oh, eventually you just sort of learn how to filter out all the beeps and the boops. It can take weeks to become acclimated, I've found, but in the end... Done. She quirks an eyebrow. Well, now, that's faster than the others. Not bad. So, shall we see what you're made of? This way, please. Francine leads me down a back hallway, past public restrooms, and into a door marked Employees Only. I love that poster. Penguin there, baby. It takes all my restraint not to point out the extraneous apostrophe. See, you can tell I'm distracted by doing the voiceover for this video because I didn't notice, and I always notice that sort of thing. Anyway. Welcome to our little backstage oasis. I'd suggest we do this in Gavin's office, but it's a bit too untidy. I don't blame the boy, he's been so overworked lately. Please have a seat and we'll begin. As quirky as this place and its owner may be, at least I'm confident that I can nail the interview portion of the proceedings. I've interviewed for 12 jobs and held down 3. I know all the standard questions. What are your greatest strengths? What do you see as your weaknesses? Once I even had to describe how to assemble a Lego set to prove my communication skills. Considering I ended up washing dishes, I'm not sure why, but the point is, I'm confident, prepared, ready.
If you were a dinosaur, what dinosaur would you be?
An excellent question that I will answer in the next episode. Thanks for listening. Like, subscribe, you know the drill. Thanks. Bye.